Hello, all you wonderful Rise of Kingdoms players out there. This is Dragothien here, and today we're going to be doing our league bets for the freshly minted knockout rounds. So we're in the round of 16. That means we've got the round of 16, the round of 8, the round of 4, and then the finals. Okay, so we've got a few more weeks left of this Osiris League playoffs, and it's coming down to the wire. We've got some quality teams in both realms. I'm going to go over both realms in this video. And we've got to do some moves here in Realm of Horus. So there hasn't really been too many shockers in the Realm of Horus just yet. We've done a few good bets at the very beginning. Last week we missed on our Rays versus JWM bet. That was kind of my all-in Hail Mary bet. Not that I needed to do that necessarily, but we did it. It was worth the shot in my opinion. And now we're down to really the cream of the crop when it comes to these alliances. So with that being said, and sorry for the background noise, we've got really one matchup that I feel like we can get a solid return on, and it's a very good chance that it could happen. So I think 411K is going to beat Rose. I think UCS is going to beat Rays. I think K374 has really surprised people. SFS is what they used to be called. Beat OV. If you bet on SFS that week, you were in the money for sure. But again, I don't know if Lig's going to be up to the task of SFS. Lig has been solid, but they lost last week to C9N. And that's actually going to be our bet this week. I'm betting all my coins on C9N to beat OV. Now, OV is one of those teams where they especially after season 1 where they won, there was some changes and migrations and things like that. But even in the next couple seasons, right? Like they struggled a little bit in the qualifier rounds, but then they turned it on in the playoffs, like the knockout part of the playoffs. So I'm hesitant to do this, but I want to make some big plays in the Realm of Horus because this will be about a 2-to-1 trade-in. This will be about a 2-to-1 coin swap. So if I win, I should get back basically what I put in plus the same amount. So looking at maybe 8,000 coins altogether by the time I'm done, plus whatever else I end up putting in for the rest of the week. I just don't see any of these other matchups offering me the same chance. And then again, if that's the case, then my play is to go all in on 411K if you don't want to take the risk, or go all in on, as I'm in one AVG and we're going to put up a hell of a fight against HKL, but HKL is a very strong opponent and they're definitely favored to win. Or JWM is another one that you could put all in on, but there's hardly anybody giving 411S any hope. In fact, maybe throw some coins on here just in case. But I mean, there's just no way. They lost to UCS. They did beat PTOL and 0096, but 0096 was kind of out of the playoffs at that point, and they weren't necessarily up to the task on some of the alliances that they were facing in the playoffs. So I think 411S is going to definitely get knocked out in this round. Yeah, I think that's the play, man. C9N versus OV. I'm going C9N. It's not the greatest prize pool. You're looking really for like a 5-to-1, hopefully, at this point. But all the ones that are 5-to-1 are probably that way for a reason, just based off what I'm looking. If you want to take another jump at something, Lig versus K374, this is a good one to do. Lig is a solid alliance, and they're good in Arc. But SFS is just shown to be a very strong and solid alliance in the Osiris League. So I may put some coins here that I have left over for the week. So maybe I'll get 100 or 200 coins in there. Maybe we'll get that and I'll put it on Lig. But I feel confident in my bet here that at least I'm giving myself the best chance to double my coins up. So that's what we're dealing with on the Realm of Horus. Now let's jump over to the Realm of Anubis. So let's see here. Did I do it? I didn't. Which one is it? It's this one. All right, cool. Now, we've done very well in Realm of Anubis because we had some very solid bets that got us some extra coins. 1590 has done well for us. Hive did well for us earlier as well. And I want to say Yeah, I mean, we bet on V636 last week. They're my Eye for Talent choice selection, as is HKL on the Realm of Horus. AA, as much fun as it would be to get this prize pool, I just don't see it. They beat a team last week that basically gave up because they were already out of the playoffs, and they beat IAM, which was an okay alliance, but not necessarily up to the task. And they lost to KKSA in the qualifier round as well. And V636 has just been basically steamrolling everything in front of them the entire Osiris League playoffs. So we're trying to figure out, right, if V636 is the JWM of the Realm of Anubis, or if they're the HKL of the Realm of Anubis. We're going to find that out in the coming weeks. And definitely looking forward to bringing you some of that content on the channel as we go in. Speaking of which, we are starting the official Rise of Kingdoms casting this weekend on the matchups, and I believe we're going to be sticking with Realm of Horus, at least for this week. As the teams narrow down, we may have some options to where we can do Realm of Anubis casting based on the time slots. It just depends on what the alliances pick, but I just want to give you guys a heads up on that too. Now, who am I going to pick for Realm of Anubis? So I had a couple options. This is one of them, 80 VS versus 64 PL. I think 64 PL is decent. They lost to 60 UN, but it was a close match. In fact, it was so close the system messed up and caused the alternate team to win when they weren't supposed to. But they beat 65 EM. They beat GW, who is a strong alliance. GW is a good alliance. But 80 VS has been steamrolling. I mean, look at this. 80 VS against IA53, E8IY, also a decent alliance, and P601. E8IY made it through, along with 80 VS, so they're both in the round of 16, but I think 80 VS is going to win this, and I just don't see being able to really confidently place my coins there. Now, I think what I'm going to do with Realm of Anubis, to be honest with you, is I'm going to split it up a little bit and then put the rest on V636. So, or maybe even another one that I know is going to win, or I feel like is going to win strongly and has maybe a better return, because this is a nasty return. That you might, if you put 1,000 coins on here, you might get like 40 coins. Like it's not going to be worth even putting the risk up for the coins. So let me show you the bets that I'm going to be doing. I'm going to go ahead and place. Let's do 150 on 64 PL, just to be in the running here, because it is a good return. 222 versus 46. You're looking at basically a 5-6 to 1 return almost. So if this hits, this will be over 1,000 coins that we'll get in our pocket. 1590 has been very strong, but so has 623. Now they lost to 58 HK, which is one of the other strong alliances in the Osiris League playoffs in the realm. But 1590 has again been basically steamrolling everything in front of them, and Hive is no joke, and they beat Hive pretty soundly. So I think 1590 is really going to win this matchup, and at only 2.5 to 1 odds, I'm going to skip that one. Hive versus 58 HK. Again, 58 HK has been also kind of doing some good work against their opponent, 623 having beaten them, the one we just talked about. Buns is an established alliance that has been around a while, and they've basically got knocked out in the qualifier rounds. And then NN, also a pretty decent one. Hive lost to SE44, which was beaten pretty well on a couple of the other matchups. So I think that, again, this is a pretty solid 58 HK win. Hive has the potential, but at less than 2 to 1 odds, it's not worth the risk to me. RMB versus P636. P636 has done very well, and in fact, I mean, you know, has won all their matches. RMB, however, has lost to 68 RB, who is a solid alliance in Osiris League. So I think, again, this is going to be one of those ones where it's basically it's basically done accurately. I think that P636 is going to win. RMB is solid, and maybe I'll put 100 coins on there just because of the odds. Because if I hit this, I mean, we're looking at what? Almost 4 to 5 to 1. No, about 4 to 1. So we're looking at about a 400 point coin return versus maybe 50 lost if I don't hit. KKSA versus AX. Now again, KKSA has won all of its matchups soundly. I-89 was their toughest matchup, it seems, or pretty close to it. Whereas AX fought against Rix, who was already out of the qualifier round. They were already knocked out. They did lose to V636, just like every other alliance that's gone up against them, and they won against 74 UF, but it was a very close matchup. I think that KKSA will win this one, and again, the prize pool kind of dictates that. It's less than 3-1 odds, so I'm gonna go ahead and avoid that one. E8IY versus GW. Again, a decent prize pool ratio here, 10 to 3, so 10 to 30, so you're looking at a little over 3-1 odds. If you look at the books here, E8IY lost to ADVS, which we kind of predict is going to win their matchup up at the very top. GW's strong, and they did fight a kind of given up alliance here, it seems, based on the score here, but all the other ones were either close or they lost. So let's take a peek at the thing here. I may put a good chunk of coins on E8IY just because when they've lost to a really good opponent, and when they've won pretty convincingly. So I'm going to actually put 3,000 coins on E8IY. There we go. 3,005 coins. Those extra 5 are what's going to do it for us, guys. I'm not going to lie. Okay, so we've done KKSA. V636, I think this goes without explanation. It's not to say that AA is not a good alliance. It's just that V636 is going to be, I think, better. And looking at the prize pool, dang, you're looking at that's over. What is that? 40-1 odds, something in that neighborhood. That's 40-1. So if you put 1,000 coins down and AA were to happen to win, you'll get 40,000 coins back. So if you're gonna bet something, you could bet there. V636 is my eye for talent, so I just don't see it happening. And then finally, 68 RB versus 593K. I think this is a pretty even matchup, and the prize pool really dictates that out. 593K has won 2 out of their last 3 matches, losing against, again, P636, who is really kind of being, in my opinion, top 4 alliance inside of this Osiris League playoffs for Realm of Anubis. 68 RB, however, won all 3 of their matches, although very close against Zero, very close against RMB, and then kind of smashing 701 because they were already eliminated. So, this is going to be a tough one, but I don't think it's worth betting on because it's so even. You're not really going to get a whole lot of value for your coins. I think really your biggest coin value is going to be E8IY. This is really where you want to put your coins at. I think P636 is probably going to win this one, but RMB giving them over 3-1 odds, it was worth a little bit of a bet. Same thing with 64 PL against ADVS. I think that there's a little bit of value here, being basically 6-1 odds. Getting little coins back, not too bad if they win, although I highly doubt it. 1590 I think is going to win. 58 HK I think is going to win. KKSA I think is going to win. V636 I also think is going to win. Now, of these ones that I think are going to win, which one? See, this is where you get your value for your bets, where you don't think that somebody's going to absolutely surprise somebody. Like my big bet here, my 3,000 coins, I think it's a good value, but I don't necessarily guarantee that E8IY is going to beat GW. I think that there's a good shot and there's a good value here, and that's why I'm betting that. But I've got 9,000 more coins. Let's put those to work. So who do I think out of these other matchups that are favored is going to be the most likely to win guaranteed? 1590 versus 623 I think is a very solid bet, although again, 623 is not bad. Let's skip that one. I'm not super comfortable with that one. 58 HK against Hive, not bad. KKSA against Axe. Man, none of these are really super inspiring me. You know what I mean? Like, Let's see. Let's see what we should do here. I think I'm going to put the rest of my coins, because if we put all the coins on V636, that's probably the most guaranteed one. But the problem is, if you put 9,300 coins in there, again, I might get 50 back. So there's not really a point in getting the 50 Auric coins while risking 9,300 coins. However, if I get maybe 58 HK to beat Hive, which I think is the way I want to go, I get half my coins. So, 9,300, I'll get another 3,000 coins, 4,000 coins. Hive is good, though. This is a tough one, guys. This is definitely a tough one. I also really like 1590. I really like 1590. I'm going to risk it a little bit more of a risk, I guess, you know, quote unquote, by going with 58 HK. That's what I'm going to go with because I think the 1590 is really, really good, but the prize pool isn't as good as far as the ratio you'll get. So I'm going to go with 58 HK. I'm going to bet the rest of my coins. I'm going to call it. All right, so I've got 3,000 on E8 IY, 9,300 coins on 58 HK. Really banking on 58 HK to at least get me some coins with the extra stuff that I've got. And let me swap back over to the other one really quick. 3,600 coins on C9N for Realm of Horus, guys. That's my bets. Those are my bets. I don't see 411K dropping out in Realm of Horus. UCS, I think, will move on. I think 374, K374, formerly SFS, will move on as well, although Lig does have a shot, guys. There's definitely an opportunity here for Lig to pull off an upset, and there's good prize pool money here. So if you're going to bet something besides what I've bet or in addition to what I've bet in Realm of Horus, this is a good one to do it on, Lig. I think JWM is going to blast 411S. BBTH is strong. I mean, BBTH is really strong. They're top 3 in the realm, I think. And they've been basically curb stomping everybody that they've gone up against, including Rose, who was really the Cinderella story last year and has since not performed as well, maybe because people have read the book or whatever that looks like, but they'll probably beat Snow. I think BBTH is on par with a 411K type of alliance, which beat Snow last week. So I think that's that. HKL, you know, as much as I love my 1AVG guys and I'm in this Osiris League team, I think HKL is going to win just because HKL is HKL. We're going to try our best and do what we can do and hopefully do a little surprise. But I can't bet on myself anyway, so that's that. And then 1008 versus 341. 341's got a shot, guys. There's no doubt about it. I think the commander difference may be the problem that 341 runs up against. They're going to run up against Zenobia with their Attilas, and I know they're very favorable to their Attilas. So I think that 1008 will win, if nothing else, just because of their commander superiority. So I think these are the plays. C9N for Realm of Horus, and Lig if you want to also throw an additional little side bet on Realm of Horus as well, possibly win some coins. Hope you've enjoyed the video. Hope this has been helpful. I'll see you guys next time. Cheers. Have a good one. Take care. Good luck.